1 month ago, a CBS News investigation revealed that children are being used to mine cobalt in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Cobalt is a mineral essential for batteries in our electronic devices, but mining it can be extremely dangerous. So we brought you this story of one young miner whose only dream was to go to school. Debora Patta is in Johannesburg, South Africa, with an exciting update on his dream.
We first met Ziki Swazi here at a mine in the blistering heat. There he is, with a Christmas sweater on. Hard to miss at just 11 years old. He's one of an estimated 40,000 children in the DRC getting paid a pittance to produce the cobalt that powers our electronics. Every evening, Ziki, an orphan, returns home with $1 or $2 to provide for his siblings and grandmother. I feel very bad because I can see my friends going to school, Ziki told us, and I am struggling.
When you go to sleep at night, before you go to sleep, that moment before you fall asleep, what do you think about?
My soul.
School, he told us, his only dream. Well, sometimes dreams do come true. Now Ziki wears a uniform with a shiny new backpack. He's getting ready for school for the very first time. Around 50 CBS This Morning viewers were so moved by Ziki's plight, they connected with Sister Catherine Mutindi, who through the Good Shepherd Project has saved over 1,000 children from the mines. Enough money was raised to send not only Ziki, but his 3 siblings, Ruth, Emerson and Sumitri, to school. I would see the other kids going to school and I would look at them, Ziki said. But today I feel the happiness they feel, and I'm now like them. There were some first-day nerves. He held back tears outside the classroom, but Sister Catherine was there to help. It wasn't long before Ziki bravely stood up and introduced himself to his new classmates and joined the soccer team. The spotlight on Ziki has changed the lives of at least these children, and thanks to Ziki, maybe more. If I become a government minister, he said, I would ask all the children who work in the mines to go to school so that they could become like me. His new dream, to help other child miners.
With us now is Debora Patta, who has been investigating this story. This is such an important story, Debora. Do you have any further word from these companies who are using cobalt in their products?
Sadly, Vlad, nothing. We haven't heard from any of the electronic companies about changes to their supply chain. And this is not a particularly difficult one to change because cobalt and the production of cobalt doesn't need children. The adults who are involved in it, who are hand mining cobalt, there are enough of those miners to do the work that is required to feed the massive demand globally for cobalt. There is a conference, however, in Paris by the OECD later on this month, and they will be looking at responsible sourcing of cobalt, so hopefully we'll start to see a major difference.
And just remind our viewers again what kind of effects these kids face from mining cobalt.
Well, there's about 40,000 children, that's a conservative statistic, mining cobalt by hand in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're exposed to toxic fumes. It's backbreaking work. They work the entire day on these mines. And the most damaging thing of all is these children do not go to school. They do not know how to read or write. So essentially, it's not only their childhood that has been taken away, but their future as well. And most of them have to work. They can't afford to go to school, but they can't afford not to work as well because they contribute to the family's income. Without their income, many families wouldn't live, and some of these children, in fact, like Ziki, the one that we profiled, is an orphan. He is responsible. He's the breadwinner for his entire family because his grandmother is unable to work. She has a bad hip, so it's up to him to provide that kind of income. So when they go to school, and in this case, what happened with Ziki is that the people who took him to school are also contributing to the household income so that he continues to go to school. He receives meals there, and his grandmother will be given a small amount of money so that they can sustain themselves.
And Debora, you contribute to Ziki because you profiled him for CBS This Morning. Viewers saw that reporting that you did, and through their good charity, through their good efforts, their good souls, they provided money not only for Ziki but also his siblings.
You know, Vlad, I mean, it's incredible. The response from viewers was so heartwarming. I mean, I'm scared I'm going to start breaking down in tears on air, because every time I think about it and I see Ziki in his school uniform, that shiny backpack, he's got a backpack on his shoulders now, not a heavy bag of cobalt, I want to cry. And he himself, when he heard that he was going to school, he battled to hold back the tears, and he's still worried about his family, about how he's going to support him. But what a remarkable child. It was nervous for him to go to school. He had to stand up and introduce himself, but quickly soccer, the great equalizer in Africa, he was playing soccer, he's joined the team, and on the second day of school, he arrived hours early, took off that white clean shirt and cleaned the classroom before the teachers arrive in gratitude. That's the kind of little boy we're talking about. He wants to be a minister in future so that he can help other children. He says he will order all children to go to schools and not work on the mines. So maybe there'll be a ripple effect as well by helping this young boy.
Indeed. And, you know, so many millions of children in Africa, in fact, all over the world, just simply want what you just described there. They want to be able to go to school. They want to be able to provide for their families. And their families would love for them to not have to work in these horrific conditions, as you profiled. Debora Patta reporting in South Africa for us today. Thank you, Deborah, for all that you've done. Thank you.